Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. Leaders on both sides of the aisle in Congress, in the media, in our intelligence services, in virtually every overfunded think tank in Washington, have suddenly aligned tonight on a single point of agreement. America must go to war in Syria immediately. Bashar al-Assad cannot continue to lead that country. He must be overthrown.
The reason for it, ladies and gentlemen, is because the Jews do not want certain facts to come to your attention. I maintain you are not only the victims of what they call managed news, you're the victims of suppressed news.
Suffocated children. Pictures of the aftermath of that are all over the internet, and they are horrifying. Assad is a monster.
News that you're not allowed to hear. I didn't hear it when I was sitting out there where you are.
To believe it.
In fact, the last time I was at Alumni Hall, though, come to think, but I wasn't sitting. I was hanging on to a girl about half stewed at a dance. But in the times when I used to be sitting out there as a member of the Brown audience, they told me about Adolf Hitler and that he was out to conquer my country. I didn't just think about it or talk about it. I did something about it. I enlisted as a sailor in the United States Navy to go fight him because I believed all that I had been told. And I have since found out, ladies and gentlemen, that I was told a lot of lies, and I'm going to present some of them here to you tonight.
Agree. This morning, the foreign policy team over on MSNBC explained that it's far more important for American troops to fight in Syria than it is to secure our own border here in America. Watch.
Tonight will be that you cannot have an educated opinion. You cannot manage the affairs of a so-called democracy unless you are given all the facts. If you are denied some of the facts, or if the facts are twisted or misrepresented, then you cannot possibly guide the ship of state, any more than a navigator could guide a ship if you deprived him of the information of his latitude and longitude, the speed of the ship, and so forth. You have got to let people know the facts of the matter before they can judge correctly. And I maintain that most people who are liberals, and I have found that they are sincere, dedicated and sincere people are liberals, and most of them in the academic community are liberals. The reason is because the facts that they are given leave them no choice.
Universal bipartisan agreement on anything is usually the first sign that something deeply unwise is about to happen, if only because there is nobody left to ask skeptical questions. And we should be skeptical of this, starting with the poison gas attack itself. All the geniuses tell us that Assad killed those children. But do they really know that? Of course they don't really know that. They're making it up. They have no real idea what happened. Actually, both sides in the Syrian civil war possess chemical weapons. How would it benefit Assad using chlorine gas last weekend? Well, it wouldn't. Assad's forces had been winning the war in Syria. The administration just announced its plans to pull American troops out of Syria, having vanquished ISIS. That's good news for Assad, and about the only thing he could do to reverse it and to hurt himself would be to use poison gas against children. Well, he did it anyway, they tell us. He's that evil. Please. Keep in mind, this is the same story they told us last April.
Now, the reason for it, ladies and gentlemen, I maintain, as I've said, is that you are deprived of facts. Your minds work in many ways like a computer. You are not exactly like a computer, but your minds work like a computer in this respect. If you feed into a computer false information, you know you are not going to get good information, good solutions out. If you feed lies into a computer, you're going to get lies and false information out. If you neglect to put information into a computer, you can't get valid answers. Your minds work the same way. If they have some way of keeping from you knowledge which you must know, you cannot make valid decisions.
But of course they were lying. 2 months ago, the Secretary of Defense admitted that actually we still have no proof that Assad used sarin gas last year. The story, it turns out, was propaganda. It was designed to manipulate Americans, just like so much of what they say. We've seen this movie before, and we know how it ends.